welcome to this episode of Herald Cafe. Today we've got a special guest. He's the Festakar of Goa, Marius Fernandes.
Hello.
Great to have you here, and great that we've got some time with you from all the festivals that you've been doing. And right now, I was seeing some posters that you were doing the Millet Festival and the Mango Festival coming up.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on Herald TV. Yeah, it's been an amazing, extraordinary journey actually of mine.
Before I delve into the journey, tell us about this ghumot that you brought it here.
Oh, right, okay. So, perhaps one of the oldest instruments in the world,
In the world?
First instrument would have been when we first started of mud, anything that came out of mud, followed by wood. After that would be plastics and metals and so on. So the mud was the first. And so we are proud in Goa to have perhaps one of the oldest instruments in the world. Now the issue is, it's been struggling for the last many years since 1972, because the government of India banned the use of the monitor lizard skins. The skin was being used.
It is endangered now.
So since 72 till when I put a proposal to the government in 2018. To make the ghumot the state instrument of Goa. So thankfully the government accepted our proposal, and the ghumot now is the state instrument of Goa. Two things happen. The potter will be saved, because we'll need about 50,000 a year now. And more importantly, the monitor lizard has been saved. Because they used to kill at least 50,000 for its blood, for its skin, for its meat. So every festival that I've been since probably 2008, I used to take this ghumot everywhere to tell the story. Look, we have one of the oldest instruments in the world and we need to save it. So today it's big news, this instrument and the sound of the soil of Goa. In Konkani they have words. Goincho matiecho avaz akhya sarak paungzai. So that's what it is,
And Marius Babu, when you said like we send a proposal, who is we? That are the friends with you? What is it?
Okay. I shouldn't be saying this, but it's basically me. There is no we, there is no NGOs, there's nothing. And it's my social responsibility to do this type of work. It's everybody's responsibility, really. But the idea that I had was like with no chief guest, because everybody who came for an event or festival was a chief guest. No sponsors for sure, no alcohol, no plastics, no prizes, and no competition. So a lot of people like the idea. So now there are fans. Lots of people follow me on social media, and whenever there's a festival announced, they sort of turn up. There's no invitation. People can just turn up. So the next few festivals before the range, anybody's welcome to come. And when people come, they volunteer, they take part, they interact, and they meet. So it's like like-minded people coming on one stage.
For me, Marius Babu, it looks like a microcosm of a crowdfunding campaign, in whatever internet is going on, like we do crowdfunding to do a project, You get volunteers, you put up a post in Facebook and you get 100 volunteers.
People turn up on the day, So it has worked actually in the sense that not only we have a festival, people turn up, but then you have to add. You cannot have just 100 people turn up and do nothing there. So before that, there's a lot of planning. So in recent years, I've added something called zero waste. So all our festivals are zero waste. No plastics allowed. Instead, we can have containers to have tea made of mud. Pottery, leaves. There are our ancestors used to have things, where they ate food in a patrayo, it's called banana leaf. So all that type of things are part of our festival. So we don't have plastic, we don't make sure. And other things I do is for my festivals, I carry my own plates, my own cups. Wash them and take it home, No need of having plastic. And another addition is disability.
What do you mean by that?
So in Goa, there are so many types of disabilities, not Goa, whole world. And they do not get, there is no space for them at the event. So what I do is, we call it inclusiveness.
Right.
Yeah. So we try and include all sorts of people at our festivals. But just saying inclusiveness is not enough. Say I got an event in Pomorpa, I don't know, wherever. Have they got toilets for people in wheelchairs?
Or infrastructures like ramp and stuff.
So that is the thing that I have to think.
Yeah. All right.
So there's a festival happening somewhere. Have they got the facilities?
Okay.
Now a college has invited me in Old Goa to do a festival next week. So I'm working already with the principal. How to have a ramp for the toilets. Yeah. Where will the water source be?
Okay.
It's going to be under the mango trees. Where will the parking be? How will the people in wheelchairs come from the car park to the venue? So that is what we mean by being inclusive. It's not just, you know, hearsay or talk. It has to, we have to make it happen.
Right.
So all our festivals are that type of thing now. It's got to be zero waste, make it happen, and it's got to be inclusive. And empowering of women as well. A lot of people, marginalized communities are all part of these festivals now.
So, do you have a team of people working for you? Like, otherwise it will be so difficult to organize.
No, there is no team.
Okay.
Okay, so I have these things in my head. I go on social media. So you got Twitter. Luckily, I'm at that age when these things are available. So
it is working like beneficial, like advantageous.
Really amazing. People, you know, ask me these things. I said it has been fantastic for me. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, I'm putting a post, and then within few hours, phone calls coming in. Where is the festival? Then I say Karamboli. So Karamboli, okay, I want to be there. So I said, yeah, you want to be there, but what are you going to volunteer? I mean, I don't want a crowd. We want people to take part. Are you an artist? Are you a painter? Are you a singer? Are you a dancer? Then they keep telling me, and then the program is getting ready. And the thing about these events, most people don't know each other at the event. They come from all parts of Goa, and some are outside, from neighboring states like Sawantwadi, Karwar. People actually turn up on the day. And we all meet. I mean, hardly anybody knows each other.
It's a great example of community building.
Yeah, and it works with social media today. These things can be done. And I'm not convinced it's happening. Yeah. And where is the need of money? I ask people, why do we need money?
To get the transportation for the artist who will come.
No. So it's everybody's responsibility. They have to give 1 day for the day, on that day. Okay. So you want to, I'm not charging you, you're not charging me. Can you make your way to the venue if you want to come? Because if you don't come, there are others coming.
Okay.
So people have to come and make their own way, bring their own plates, cups. We will cook, we will sing, we will dance, and we'll eat on the day. And that is the idea. I have not taken any money in 22 years. I don't need money, and I don't want to take anybody's money. But can we share knowledge? So all those people who come, as you say, crowdfunding, but sharing of knowledge, not sharing of money. And that is actually what is the base of these festivals.
I'm impressed. And I want to ask you another one. Like, you have Rampong Karche Fest, you have Pustakache Fest, you have that Mango Fest, you have Bread Fest, you know, so many festivals. Where does these ideas come from?
So altogether at the moment 72 festivals.
Right now?
Yeah. Okay. And everyone is different from each other.
That's what,
Okay, so I'll just go back to my beginning. So that's where the story begins. I was born in Kenya, in Africa. Lived all my life in the UK. But in between, for 2 years, when we were about 10 years old, my mum brought the whole family to Diwar. I'm from Samathias on Diwar Island, amazingly to learn Konkani in those days. She brought us, put in a village school. So that was a shortcut to learn Konkani. Fast. Within months, we know the language.
This is such a great story.
Yeah, so within 2 years, we were really, in 2 years, I saw the whole cycle in Goa, what happens. Every month is different. Every day is different, but every month. So let's say this time of the year, which is April and May, full of fruits. Feast. Weddings.
True.
Then you come in June, July, rains, different totally. August, September, farming and whatever. So I saw a full cycle of activities. And Diwar, where we come from, is even more cultured than most places. We have something called Bondera, which is a flag festival, then something else called Potekar, Mass Festival. So all these unique things came from an island. So that's in my head. I go to Europe. we go there, and we were there for many years, but I got never settled down in Europe.
But you were working in
yeah, I had a
Telecom.
top job, I had everything, really everything going, but I was never settled. Because once you get a taste of Goa, and especially if you live in a village, nothing can replace it, because we were in Africa and Europe, and there is no better lifestyle anywhere in the world than in Goa. And the reason I say that is, I can be on my island of Divara today walking around the street and a mango might fall and I can pick it up. Yeah, nobody, that is one of the things that is allowed. You know, people do these things. You can't do this in Europe. I have lived in London, I know what it is. There is no fruit trees, only apples and pears. Here, whole year round, there is fruits, there is vegetables, and you can grow your own. You're in control of your own life, and we've got the fantastic weather. Yeah, so use solar power. So that's what I got at home. I'm just saying. So I'm completely self-sustained myself with my own well, which is water, and solar power for my life, and low cost. So I mean, what else do anybody want? True, everything is there. So around all that is our festival. So we share knowledge of what we know. So my mom brings me back to Goa. We learn all this stuff. We go to Europe, and then year 2000. I couldn't take it anymore in England, and I just gave up my job. And in the year 2000, I returned back to Goa with my wife and 2 children, Ashley and Gemma. And then I do the same thing to them. I put them in a village school.
You put Ashley in a village school?
Yeah.
Nice.
Our Lady of Diwar High School.
Okay.
And Gemma as well. And it was quite a challenge.
Of course it will be.
The challenge was, at that time, a lot of Goans were going to Europe on a Portuguese passport. And in Konkani, they used to say, Ami, Europa Kweta, and you've come back? On that? I mean, what's going on here? And putting them in a village school and not all these posh schools.
Yes.
And I said, look, they already know English. I do not want to put them in a posh school. I want them to learn the local languages of Hindi, Konkani, Marathi, Punjabi, Gujarati, whatever. And today I'm happy that they know all those languages.
Great.
Yeah. And from a village school, I mean, if I'm allowed to tell you all, Ashley, I mean, all these years later, goes to London, becomes a sound engineer.
Yes.
And one of his projects was the Gumot.
Yes.
Today, he's working for Apple. And Apple opened last week in India.
Yes,
in Bombay and Delhi. And he's one of very few people who have been invited to come back to India to work.
Wow, congratulations to him, Ashley.
Big deal it is. He's coming to Delhi and he's going to be in the main store training about 700 people who have been employed. So that was his dream of coming back home.
And he came home and like a hero.
This
very cool.
Job, that job. So all this is in the background. So Mom has trained us and everything now today has been implemented in all our festivals.
I have attended a lot of your pasois that you do your pasois in the Diwar Island and with Avatino, Green Gob again. And I have met your mom also. And she sang for us and like things. So I want to ask you, what is your first festival that you have done here in Goa?
So when I first came, year 2000, as everybody else, you have to get involved either in your temples, your churches, or your clubs. Somehow they rope you in because you've come from abroad. So I'm in this club called Samathiya Sports Club. And the village is preparing for the first Bandera. Flag Festival. So I'm in there already in the committee. And you know, like everybody else, busy getting involved. And I was in a shock of my life. On the day of the festival, supposed to start at 3 o'clock. And till 5:30, it's not started.
Because the chief guest was not there.
Didn't turn up. And everybody's happy. Nobody's complaining except me. Everyone's waiting. I mean, it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, not turned up. And eventually doesn't turn up.
Ouch.
But they get a message and they said, yeah, fine, let's carry on. Anyway, it happens. Next day, I realized what had happened here. They have taken money. Got a chief guest. Sponsors, government involvement, all these things happen. That's when I had to do something about it. If I'm going to live in Goa or India, I have to come up with something which is completely opposite to what I've just witnessed 2 days ago. They want a chief guest, I'm not having a chief guest. They want a sponsor, I'm not having a sponsor. They want prizes, I'm not having a prizes. They want competition, I'm not having competition. alcohol, I'm not having alcohol, plastics, and I'm not having plastics. Until date, the test I've stood the test and passed.
Wow, that's kind of a great epiphany that has happened, you know, like in that true.
Yeah.
So the first festival was the Bandera festival.
Yeah. In Divat, Samathias itself.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great learning experience because that's when I saw how the system is in Goa. And when I started telling people, look, I've come up with this idea that I'm going to start festivals, small events, but they will not be alcohol. And they said, that's a failure.
Tell me about that. How did you start with no sponsor, no chief guest?
Yeah, they said it's a failure. You cannot have festivals in Goa without alcohol. So I said, okay, we will start. I mean, well, let's do it. So we did a few experiments in Divar and it was working fine. So the big first one was at the Pomorpa Spring.
Okay.
There I went one day to the spring and it was in such a mess.
Yeah,
really
it was in
bad.
bad shape. Yeah.
Yes. So I said, perfect for me. We will do it in the mess. We will get the press. And this is perfect opportunity. So 15 days summer camp in the mess. Yeah. And music, theater, dance, everything, people turned up. And within weeks, the tourism got involved and sort of renovated the place. Yeah, done. But no alcohol. What people didn't realize and still don't realize in Goa today, alcohol is only for a certain type of people, the men usually. What about the women? What about the disabled community? What about the old? So those are the people that I target. And those people come up for our fest. And they are not asking for alcohol. The old, the women, the children. So this is the space. So since then, nobody even asked me. No fest so far as people ask for alcohol because they are coming for another reason there. So what do we have at our festivals? We have workshops. Okay. We have theater. Yeah. We have dance. We have food. And a lot of these festivals, as you said, Rampur Karanja Fest, which happens in Arambol, we cook on site. We catch fish on site, clean, cut. Yeah. You know, that is all a Goan process. So people are nostalgic about this type of thing. And they actually make it happen. Rampur Karanja Fest, I don't know if you were there, but there were about 1,000 people that turned up from all over.
Arambol.
Yeah. People turn up from everywhere. Nobody seems to know anyone. But for one day, they get together to help each other out on the day. And as probably you've seen, they sing, they dance, and we try and make sure, you know, there is community building at these events.
Yes, true.
And one good thing that I've really realized at all our festivals is perhaps the only place where you have all communities come together. In one space. In one space. Because what has happened in Goa over the years, not now, it's always been, you have Hindu festivals where mostly Hindus go, Catholic where Catholics go, or government events where, you know, certain type of people go. But there is no event where people feel free to come in one space. Yeah. So our events do that. People just turn up on the day and we don't know who's going to turn up. Everyone's equal. And we give a stage for everyone. So there's no money here. So anybody can approach me and say, look, I want to sing, I want to dance, and it's actually happening. And creating employment.
Then again, I am thinking that I want to prompt some questions from your whatever you were saying.
Yeah.
And first is that, do you have any role model?
Yeah, okay. So as I was born in Kenya, Africa, one thing that has always struck me was Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
Because I was in Mauritius and I was in places like the Seychelles, Mauritius, Reunion Island, South Africa, and everywhere I used to go, I used to see a statue of Gandhi.
Yes.
In deep Africa.
Yes.
And I was wondering, well, I mean, how can this guy's statue there? I go to England, there must be at least 20 statues.
And Mahatma Gandhi roads, MG Road.
Yeah, I mean, it's astonishing. It can, I mean, in our country, it's okay, but to have it in a foreign country, a guy from India, and then when you look why he was there. So like in Mauritius, he was there because of the slave trade. He arrived for just 4 or 5 days and managed to get a group of people together and come up with an idea that how we will fight for our freedom. So he's basically one of the guys that, you know, has inspired me. So I went to Porbandar where he was born.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been to his place. I've been to Gujarat and in London as well. He has been a few times when in the 50s or 40s, whenever. So he sort of is a role model that I try to follow.
Okay.
Yeah. And non-violence, we don't want all this stuff. And how to help the poorest of the poor. Yeah, and we do that through our festival. We try and empower a lot of people.
And following that, my second question will be, what keeps you inspired, motivated all the time,
Not money. No, I'm just saying, there is so much opportunities in Goa. I lived in London, I was in New York, many places, and you do not have the democracy that we have in India.
True.
Especially through the panchayat. Panchayat rules. Panchayat, we have a fantastic system in our panchayat. The freedom we have, we can go to the panchayat and ask for things. Nowhere in the world you can do this. You cannot go in London and ask for something like this. So here I saw this opportunity that I can go places and ask people, let's do this. And there's nobody who says, they might not come to help, but there's nobody who's going to stop you. So can I just tell you something? 72 festivals I've done, and over 70 I've never had permission.
No.
I mean, who do you have to ask permission from? It's our world.
Right.
Yeah, it's our world.
Okay.
So who do we need permission from if we don't break the law?
True, but to have music systems.
Yeah, so we do everything within the law.
Right.
So we don't have huge sound systems.
Okay.
And even to have that system, if somebody brings it on the day, we don't have money to bring. So basically volunteers have to bring, if you're coming to sing, please bring your infrastructure. You're not going to bring something huge. Yeah. So people bring things. So everything is within the law. We try and be models not to break the law. Breaking the law is easy.
Yeah.
So everything that we've done so far in Goa, hardly any permissions. Yeah. And usually it's in church squares.
Yes.
Temple squares.
Yes.
On the beach. They have their own systems.
Yes.
Yeah. And after, if people have sort of faith in you and whatever, they don't ask questions because they want to be part of this system. And as I say, there is no money. Yeah. So only like-minded people turn up.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And so far it's working, and my mom keeps me going.
Right.
She's only 91 years young. Yeah.
Great.
Marius Fernandes.
Yeah.
And she's my internet, my website. So if I want to come up with a festival next week, let's say, okay, the ones that have just happened, the Cashew Fest. She herself was a cashew farmer.
Okay.
Because in the days of the 40s and 50s, everybody had to do their own farming. So she was a cashew farmer. She knows to make a rug. She was a baker, bakeries, mangoes, and worked in the fields. So she sort of knows all this stuff.
Yes.
So if I need to know something about a mango recipe, I just ask her, and she knows the whole thing.
And voila, you get that encyclopedia. I have seen you and her in that Sonia Filinto's film also, Bread and Belonging.
Okay.
Yeah, recently I was watching her. Then I was remembering her in the Pasoi.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're coming to an end for this conversation. The last thing I would like to know is that you have been inspiring so many organizers also, in the sense that to do a community building festivals. Any words of advice for the coming generation?
So with social media, we do not have any excuses. Nobody has got any excuses. Social
Please elaborate.
media. So if I want some information, this year 2023 is the United Nations year of the millet.
Yes.
Millet.
Yeah.
Till last few months ago, I only knew 2.
Yeah.
Which was ragi and jowar, I think. Now I find out there are 10.
Right.
Yeah, I just Googled it up and the information came. So you use Google, you use all sorts of information, and now if it's 10, it's so exciting. I mean, 10 different recipes of foods, and they are different parts of India. So the next millet festival which I'm doing, which is coming up on the 14th in Old Goa, we are hoping to display all the 10 millets.
Okay.
Their names and what can be done with it, what are their vitamins. And we, India, the government and especially the government of Karnataka, proposal was to make the millet the international year.
Okay.
Yeah, so their proposal was accepted.
Okay.
And through Karnataka now we are getting lots of different types of millets. So we will be having them on display. So what is millets? Now, through all this work, people ring me and, you know, all sorts of people want to take part. One of the groups are something called hemophilia.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
okay.
hemophilia is a blood disorder. If they get a cut, the blood doesn't stop.
Okay.
And it's very expensive to get it stopped. You have to have an injection, which is like 5,000-7,000 rupees. But I didn't realize till recently that the millet is one of their food that they need to eat in plenty.
Nice.
Yeah, so I will be having the Hemophilia Society at my next festival. There are 53 hemophilians in Goa registered.
Okay.
Yeah, there's only 53. All are men for some reason.
Achha.
Women are carriers apparently. So the Hemophilian Society will be there. Their food will be there. And if it's good for them, it's good for us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got millets, we got mangoes because we're in season, mango season. So I'm just giving you an idea how I do this festival. So we'll have music, theater, dance, food, and being a mango millet fest, there'll be a mango thali food and millet sweets.
Okay.
Yeah, wonderful. So cooked by people from the village.
Okay.
So we need to empower people in the villages. So all these things now can be done in every village. Every village in Goa really should have a week where they have these markets. I try and help people in Pilan. There's a Thursday market happening.
It's going on now.
Yeah, every Thursday. I mean, the time has come for every village to be empowered. Every village in Goa has got some unique stuff.
True.
Food. So as in Pilan, if you've been there, I think you've been there.
Yeah.
Everything is local.
Yes.
So why cannot Karanzalen do it? Why cannot Kepen do it? You know, have your own local villages. People get empowered, farming will improve, knowledge will improve, and young people will get involved. And that's what's been happening at most of our festivals. A lot of people are young.
Great, yeah. Wow, it's such inspiring to talk to you and like think about you as a son of the soil, the real son of the soil. That is how you got the title Festakar, I'm sure.
Alexis is to be blind.
And thank you for this book. I don't know if audience can see. This is about his work, about all his 70 festivals, I think, written about it.
These are written by 25 Goans got together with their photographs and that.
Thank you for your time and all the best for the new festivals that are coming up. And we wish you all the best and keep inspiring us so that we look up to you and come to your festivals.
Thank you so much. And you know, anyone who's interested in this type of idea, you have to just follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Right.
Goan Festakar is what the title a famous Goan cartoonist has given it. So I'm not made it up. Alexis is his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all give regard to that. We all give weight to that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. We had a nice conversation with Marius Bab, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.